And welcome back. It is WXCO Morning Report on 98.9 WXCO, online at WXCO.FM, mobile devices and Alexa by searching WXCO, and on the Civic Media app. The time is 7:52 here on this Thursday morning, the 4th day of September. 40 degrees under fair skies. Talking to Marathon County Democratic Party Chairperson Nancy Stencil. And, I saw you on Monday at the Labor Day parade.
Yes.
Big
Thank
holiday,
you.
but it's an important holiday. And
it is.
And again, it's one reason why I think history is so important, because the amount of tears and sweat and lives that were put out to get us the kind of lives that we live today.
People died for what you have today. And I think it is very important to get that out and make sure that people know it's not just a 3-day weekend for you to run up north and drink beer and whatnot. Like, at least look at who gave you that.
And also, it is important. We talked earlier about environmental issues. Labor issues are important too, and sometimes we don't hear enough about them.
We don't.
And I do think that there's a hunger within the Democratic electorate in Wisconsin that the gubernatorial candidates talk about, hey, turning back some of the horrible anti-labor in the Walker administration.
Yep, along with environmental and the labor, it needs to happen, and it needs to happen now. And that's probably another part of that bold approach. Show us what you're going to do, and let's get to work on it.
What do you think this whole primary is going to look like? Are we going to see candidates that do go bold? Because I
certainly hope so if we want to win.
We were talking off the air, not using any names.
Right.
You're seeing again some of the techniques, I think, to try to be everything to everyone. I hope those don't work this time around, because I do think that this state, if you're truly, I've heard this term so often, being handing the baton from Tony Evers to a next generation.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it can't just be, I think, a milquetoast handoff. It has to be a real bold move to the future.
Exactly. It can't be just more of the same. Tony has done a lot of good. Don't get me wrong. I adore the guy. But at the same time, I think we need somebody like, well, I put it to you before, like an Obama type person that comes out with a short, concise message of change. And how are you going to do it? With just some bullet points. We don't need a 20-page spread on, but just this is what we're going to do. These are the steps we're going to do to take it, so that it shows the public you actually have put some thought behind this of how you're going to do this.
And back during that era of 2007, 2008, there was, I think, a sense within the country that we needed change. And maybe a lot of people would not be able to specifically say, well, this is exactly what I want done. But the overall arch was that, hey, we need something different going into the future, whether or not you felt like that way as a Republican or a Democrat, whatever it may be.
I think we all feel that way.
And I think we're sort of in a similar position here in Wisconsin that, yes, as you said, the governor has done a lot of good things against, again, majorities of Republicans in both houses of the state legislature. But we need somebody to say, hey, we do need something that needs to be different as we move forward.
Yeah, and I think that's what, in my opinion, appeals to a lot of people until the service is given and you find out it's not what you wanted. But you look at a lot of your Republican Party, and it's bold. They don't give a crap. They just plow right forward.
Isn't that funny? And real fast, I want to say something about that. I heard, I was reading or watching something. So much goes into the head. And talking about, it was actually on one of the shows here on Civic Media yesterday. And one of the guests was saying that always that fear of Democrats going too far to the left. I never hear anybody talk about Republicans going too far to the right.
Yeah, I think we're the only people that are scared about that. But yeah, and we need to go further to the left. Our left is not a scary place to be. It's a place that's actually going to do some good. It's going to give people something that they can build their lives on.
I was yelling at my radio at the time saying, ask him specific policies that he was considered too far to the left, because terminology like that is easy to throw out there.
It is.
And then people Democrats better make sure they don't go too far to the left. I want to hear specific issues.
Yes.
That if somebody said, I want health care for all,
exactly.
Medicare for all. Is that too far to the left? I mean, because some people,
it's not.
But I think some of those folks think so. And when you talk about modulating and going to the center, that's another way of saying, well, we don't want to do things that change too much.
We don't want to change anything. Maybe some of them nursing homes up north should change. And maybe you are going to the doctor too much. Well, maybe then vaccines aren't good. No, we need to stand up and we should be shouting this stuff from the rooftops.
Unfortunately, though, no, it's something I sit here talking to you about this, and we seem to have an agreement in that realm. But unfortunately, not enough Democrats feel that way, especially in leadership. We got to
keep working on it.
And to have the leadership, I think, catch up to the base. Would that be fair to say?
Yes, exactly. And, being chair, for the Northwoods for the 7th, I'm seeing a lot more action out of some of those smaller communities up there. They're not afraid to stand up and be bold.
And I guess in our final minute or so, I think it's important to, again, I think we talked about this previously. If you're somebody that is interested in running, you need people that are willing to step up.
Yes, we do.
I've heard you say it's not easy.
Up.
You're looking right now. You're trying to recruit for different positions, and people, don't be afraid to have the first conversation.
Really, and even like spring elections, county boards, city council, things like that. You're not alone. We can help provide some great training. I'm going to give a shout out to Wisconsin Progress because I think they do a phenomenal job. You need to stand up for your community.
Real fast, if you talk about training exercises, you've mentioned previously multiple times about Katrina Shanklin and Rust Belt Rising.
Yes, that is another one. God, I love that girl.
But I want her to come back and run for something big.
I know, I do too. She's such a fabulous person. She really
is doing so much good, but at the same time, boy,
maybe she's listening to us. Maybe if we beg harder.
I would say I would vote for her for governor.
Oh my God, I would. In a heartbeat, I would.
Okay, Katrina, I hope you're out there.
Yeah, we hope you are out there.
This is a rising of the people here saying we're going to draft you.
You accomplished your mission, Rust Belt Rising. Come on.
Thank you, Nancy.
Thank you.
I'll be joining Pat Kreitlow coming up after the news.